Hello world, today is Thursday, June 25th, 2026, and this is another vlog, a 10 minutes raw and edited talk about what is top of mind. This is a public journal, and I do this like about every day, and fuck. I have a story, but like every day I have a story. But I also have to do something, but also 48 seconds, 49 seconds into the vlog. So I have a story, but I want to tell a story, but like the story is about I was at a comedy night show yesterday, and it's taking forever to start, and and someone was next to me, and I just started talking with them, and like her name is Amina, and we're like talking about, oh, we have similar interests and we're building a similar app or something. She's like, okay, let's talk at breakfast, and we decided to meet at breakfast 8:30. I'm like, fuck, do I set an alarm for 8:30? I didn't set an alarm for 8:30. I just wanted to get enough sleep, and I was like, I'm just gonna wing it and hope I don't wake up too late, and set only my internal alarm clock. And then I wake up 8:45, and I'm like, shit, ooh, I gotta get there. I wake up 8:45, 9 o'clock I'm walking there, 9:15 I arrive, 45 minutes late. The whole walk there, I'm like, why do I do this? Like, I like to be this person that just shows up and when they say they will, and on time. And this is not me. This is not me. I was like, this is not me. And I was practicing self-compassion on the walk there, like, that self-compassion was like, hey, strength. Like, it's not the end of the world. It just, so the story is, I was late 45 minutes. All right. Better than zero at all. Anyway, we sat and talked for the next 45 minutes, and she started talking about reading my face. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to hear about how you see me, how you read me. We talked about like network school, how she's finding it nourishing to her, and I talked about how it's nourishing to me, because like it, and I explained it so articulately and so well. I was like, network school for me, it's like there's such an abundance of social interactions I could have here, and such an abundance of friendships and connections that I can make here, that the only constraint is my capacity for being open to them. And so I'm being stretched to open up my capacity for developing friendships and connections and relationships. Every single moment of the day, there's abundant opportunities for meeting someone amazing and talking with somebody and nourishing relationships and building relationships. So anyway, she's like, yeah, also like for me, it's like, it's not toxic, it's not noisy, it's stimulating, but in a good way. And so she was talking about how she lived in Qatar, and she's from Canada, and how this environment is very reconnecting her after living in Qatar for a while with like a kind of Western kind of world people, being more open and kind. And Anyway, and then she's like really good supposedly at reading faces, and like pretty much read my face for like 10 minutes and was like, "You're a genius. You have the capacity. You look like you're a fucking genius. Are you a genius?" Basically, and I'm like, "Yes." And then I realized like, actually, like I talked about this like before, but like it does come down to like a feeling of that you have in your childhood, and feeling that you have in your childhood of some insight and some deep experience, and then bringing it out to the world. And for me, it's been about finding that ability to uncover that. And there's a couple of things that you can do to uncover that. And one of them is like communication exercises like acting, comedy, singing, creating content. Talking to a camera like this on a vlog, this is one of the things. So being at the intersection of creativity and art is the magic thing. And for me, that's what I'm really after. That's what I'm really going for. So she tells me all these amazing things about how I'm very like tenacious. I'm very focused. If I select a topic, I could be like very expert at it. And she's like telling me all this like I can focus very well like that. I can be like a genius in a field. Like I have the capacity to do that. Like, I have the face to do that. I could be like I could be like writing books and like and what else did she say? She said something like that I'm very good at communicating and like reading people, seeing people, understanding people, and also expressing myself. So I have all these abilities, which are like amazing. Like you have all these abilities, like why aren't you using them? Is this her kind of question? And then she talked about how for her, it really helped to find to take some nutrients, eat superfoods, like B vitamins, fish oil, and supplements, and like no, don't take any medication, don't take any drugs, and because they will open up to you to entities, and they will. It's like throwing a very hard ball into like a delicate system, which does make sense. That's actually true. It checks out, and I appreciate that. She's like, she does these face readings and is building like a tool that does like AI that reads your face and tells you about your conditioning, your habitual emotional states. So, and she noticed like a few things like twitches about me and like about how that I can deal with that by taking supplements and doing self-regulation. The other thing was doing self-regulation like Tai Chi or breath work or yoga or meditation that would allow me to connect with my body more. So she said these two things would be really good for me. And I thought they were, appreciated them. I thought they were great. Like, so that was amazing conversation. Like, I love that sitting at that table was so fun with her. So what else I want to say? I want to say that like she said a couple of sentences that were memorable. I just like really want to record them. Like other things were like it was like almost an instruction. Like your job is to remove that interference between your inner world, your natural state, and the outer world. And to me, that was like a commandment. To me, that was like a job. To me, that was like, Conrad, like, this is your job. Like, remove this interference. And for what that means for me is for me to be more aware of my abilities, my capacities, my talent, my feeling of balance and health and wellness. Remove the obstacles, the interference that gets in the way of expressing that, of that becoming expressed and actualized and manifested. So that's one of the beautiful things about this place. Like, you just have, like, if I didn't meet her yesterday at the comedy show and start talking to her, and then I didn't wake up in time, today I wouldn't have gotten this really nice, amazing message from her. And to me, that's progress. Like, sometimes you are like wandering in a dark forest on your holy grail quest, like the hero's journey, and you're trying to find yourself, and you're trying to find your true nature, and you're trying to find what you need, and find that balance between the inner and the outer world. And what happens is, okay, like, what I have to do is, like, I have to remove that interference between the inner and the outer world. That's what Joseph Campbell talks a lot about. That's what the quest for the Holy Grail and the King Arthur's court is all about. Finding that balance between the inner and the outer world. All right, ending it here. Thank you for watching, and as always, sending you good thoughts, frequencies, and vibrations, because every thought matters. May you be free from suffering.